So research along with your coursework is both. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. And today I wanted to answer some questions about graduate school. Disclaimer, this is a little bit more geared towards STEM related fields, or like research related or research heavy fields. So I wanted to kind of address some of these questions because I know a lot of the times people ask me like, hey, is it worth going to grad school? What's grad school like? Especially now since it is application season. So I know a lot of people are considering that as an after undergrad thing. So I just wanted to kind of talk about it and maybe give you a heads up, or even bring back some of the stuff that you remember from grad school if you have already finished grad school, or even motivate you if you are still in grad school. So huge shout out to my grad school buddies, my teachers, professors, and everyone who helped me through this process. So without further ado, I'll be answering some of these questions. How is grad school different from undergrad? So the reality is in undergrad, you are less responsible for yourself graduating. Yes, you are responsible. Hence why a lot of people will change majors, choose their own classes. You are an adult, you do all of that, but then the responsibility level really increases when you go to graduate school. So you are the only person that is responsible for graduating, getting work done. Everyone else is there to guide you. Your professor, advisor, PI will give you tons of advice, but you'll have to figure out basically everything else on your own. Figure out a lot of things on your own. For me, it was a lot of research stuff. I had an amazing advisor, so we kind of worked through a lot of it. Like if I was having trouble, he would help me a lot. Basically, if you are thinking about going to a research heavy graduate course, or even just research graduate course, I would say get familiar with Google Scholar and your library from your school, because they're gonna be your best friends. You're gonna be bringing a lot of papers, basically teaching yourself. You're responsible for getting your experiment done. You're responsible for planning it. Your advisor's there to basically just push you in the right direction if you start to kind of stray. Another thing is longer hours. So it's not like a whole like, yay, I get to go to class at 10 a.m. and then I'm done for the day. I don't have classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's more like you go to school Monday through Friday, sometimes even Saturday and Sunday if you have to work on an experiment, 9 to 5, probably 9 to 7, depending on what you're studying or what you're trying to get done. A lot of the times I would like plan something at night, like, hey, yeah, I'll be done around 5 o'clock, so we can meet up at like 6 o'clock and do whatever. And then I'll be like, sorry guys, I'm still stuck in lab, I'm still stuck in the office. So just basically plan your life to be a little bit more structured in that way, rather than undergrad where it was a lot more free. You were free to do more things. And if you're in undergrad right now, I would say take advantage of that, because you're not gonna get that once you're in grad school. You will get a life, like you'll have time, but it's a lot less and it's a lot more professional. You treat it like a 9 to 5 job plus more. I guess the bright side of it is for grad school, a lot of the times you can get an assistantship, so you're getting paid to go to school. Especially if you're doing research, I would say don't do research without an assistantship if you can, because it is a lot of work. You are inputting a lot of your energy and your time to do this research. So it's always a good thing to have an assistantship. So if you can get it, then that would be great. If not, then it's a little bit tougher, but you can still get through with it with like scholarships and stuff. So that's the bright side of it. Yeah, you're working longer hours, but also you're getting paid for it. So it's like, you know, it's kind of a good transition to the real working world. So the next question is about research. So research along with your coursework, both are important for completing a degree. Most MS programs will require you to write a thesis and publish a paper. My program didn't require me to publish a paper, but it's good to publish a paper, but they did require me to write a thesis and basically publish it within like the school. For PhD, it is a dissertation, which is a lot longer. I actually have my book So this is actually my, upside down. This is actually my thesis in a book, so you can see how long it is. There's like, let me just see how many pages there's in. There's 51 pages in my thesis. So be expected to write that, especially if you're a master's. And then if you're doing your dissertation, it's going to be a lot longer. The program is a lot longer. It's a lot tougher, and you're a lot more independent, basically. So be aware of that when you are applying. Basically know if you're cut out for it, and that's why you get into the program. So if you get into the program, then you know, just believe in yourself, because you got there for a reason. So, you know. So back to my notes. So essentially your PI will assign your project, and then with like an idea, and you just run with it. Like they'll be like, make this, and then you're like, okay, so how do I do that? And then they'll be like, I don't know, why don't you read some papers and find out if like people have done that before, or you talk to industry people depending on what project you're doing. So yeah. So yeah, you just kind of, you know, roll with it. And a lot of times you don't know what you're doing, but you learn, you ask questions, you get help from different people. I would say take advantage of that, because that's not only like a learning experience for you, but it can also be a learning experience for someone else. So your project will most likely change, unless you're the lucky few that just run with it. Even if it's like a small change, it will probably change. And that's kind of what the thing about like research and innovation is. It's not going to stay the same. Like, yeah, you'll get a project, and then maybe it'll be a completely different project that it changes to, or things mess up on the way and you're like, I can't use this data. Yeah, I worked hours on it, but it's not useful anymore. So basically you just have to work through it. It's going to be tough. You're going to be tired and exhausted. You're going to just like hate yourself, but then you're just going to be like, you know what? I need to get this done. I need to publish a paper. I need to graduate. You will have side projects along with your own research, including lab activities, other research. Just be aware that it's going to happen. A lot of times people are like, oh man, I have to do like more work on top of my work. That's why you're a grad student, because you're going to be able to do that. You're going to have to do that, basically. So one important thing that I would give as an advice when you're doing research is to store your citations. In some program I used EndNote. Your library can probably provide you with something else, because when you are writing your thesis or your dissertation, it's going to become so handy, because then you could just add it in, and then if you're trying to change it for like a paper, then you could just change it through that program. So make sure you figure that out before you start reading all these papers and try to like, you know, figure out, hey, where am I going to put all these citations? So have a friend or a partner or someone that will keep you accountable for your work, that will keep you kind of strong and motivated. It's really hard to focus in just two environments like lab, or your office, and then like your home. So I would say try to find a third or fourth environment that will like kind of stimulate your mind. I used to go to our student center, and I used to sit at Starbucks with my friend, or I would go to a different center somewhere else, or like a coffee shop where you could focus on your work and just like get everything done. I used to listen to movie soundtracks and write my thesis for like a month straight. Like every single night I was just like trying to edit it, trying to like add in everything that I possibly could. So it really helped not being at my house, because once I come back to my house, I was like, I am so tired. I just want to sleep and eat and like watch a show or something right when I come back. And a lot of times I would come back past midnight, and then I would just have a snack and then just like plop to bed, because I knew the next day I had to be back in my office at 9 a.m. So it was tough, but it's always good to have friends and people that will keep you accountable, that will keep you focused and on track. So now that we covered kind of like grad school stuff, I just wanted to add in some extra stuff that might be helpful when it comes to looking for a job, or like basically staying sane while you're in grad school. So I think my first one would be try to do internships. That'll help you a lot, because job hunt is a slow and tedious and a struggle, because you are trying to get experience, but companies are looking for people with experience. So I would say while you're still in school, do internships. even if you have to like tell your PI, hey, I need to do this internship. I feel like for me, I didn't know much about that, and I can't really blame anyone else for it, other than, you know, just not being aware, and no one had told me. So basically, a lot of companies provide internships. Like if you go on LinkedIn, if you are a student right now, I would say literally go to the companies that you want to work for and see if they have openings for internships. Especially right now, it's October right now, and I see so many openings for internships, but they're only taking students that are still in school or have like one semester left. So it would be really useful for you to basically take advantage of that now before, because once you have that internship, they'll be like, hey, we know you're really good at what you do, why don't you come work for us? So then you have, you know, a job opening right after you graduate, which is great. Or like you can take a break after you graduate and then you have a job. So I didn't do that, and now I'm struggling, so I just wanted to kind of, you know, push that out there. People told me this after I graduated, and I was like, y'all, this is not helpful for me right now. Yeah, I mean, if someone told me before I graduated, I would have been like, oh yeah, I should do that. But now it's like, so the next tip that I would give, like extra stuff, is eat well and exercise. This isn't undergrad where your body can handle all of that, you know, nasty food that you can eat, and then like no sleep. You're not going to be able to eat ramen every single day and be like perfectly fine. You're getting older. Yes, it's the truth. When you're past like 21, 22, and you're still young, but you have to like, you know, be aware that you're doing more work, and you probably need to be feeding your body better, and you need to sleep. I actually got sick a lot because I didn't sleep, and then I went to the health center and they were like, oh yeah, I think you need to sleep, because studies show that like at least like 8 to 10 hours a night will actually help your brain function better. It'll help your immune system boost. So there was like a month where I was like trying to get my immune system to, you know, go into like hyper speed. Exercise and sleep. Exercise because grad school is going to be stressful. I always found that exercise really helped me kind of clear my brain a little bit whenever I was stressed. It helped me sleep. It helped me handle all the extra energy basically, and that's pretty much how it helped my mental stability too. I figured that out, and I would go to the gym after grad school, and then, or not grad school, sorry, after classes and research and all that stuff. And if I didn't go at least like 3 times a week, I would feel it. I'd just be like, oh, I just feel awful. I feel bad. Not that I didn't go to gym, but just like bad in general. I feel sluggish, and then I'd go and I'd be like, I feel great now. Like, and which is amazing, because now I've incorporated that into my own like daily life, and you know, living healthy since 2017. With everything that I said, with the whole fact that grad school is going to take over your life and like basically just like run you to the ground, you should have a life outside of school. You're still, at my age, I'm 25 now, and when I started I was like 23, and you're still growing, you're still young. Even if you're not, you're still, you know, building yourself as a character, as a person, as a human. So you want to have outside interactions that will help you to, you know, grow as a person, but also create kind of environment where you can go when you're stressed out, where you can talk to different people from different backgrounds. And this could just be like joining like a club, picking up a hobby, spending time with friends and family. You don't have to go out and like start joining all these clubs like you did in undergrad to get into medical school or something, because I know a lot of people do that. I know a lot of people who did do that. They're like, oh my God, I need to join this club because I need to get into grad school. Oh my God, I need to do this because I need to. No, you don't have to do all of that. This is literally, it doesn't matter anymore. So it's like, you're doing this for you. So if you want to go to a painting class or like a pottery class, singing lessons, hang out with your friends, you know, getting food, even just having a movie night every Friday, like you're basically doing this for yourself now. So now it's like, okay, it's kind of like I have a little bit more control over my, you know, personal life. In general, I know it sounds easier said than done, but it's important to just not, you know, shut yourself off from the rest of the world, because it could help you, it could hurt your mental health basically. And because then you start thinking about things, and then when you're with your friends, like they can be like, hey, like, you know, I have this problem, and you could listen to their problems and they could listen to your problems, and then come to a consensus like, yeah, we're all going through this together. And if you do have issues, then like you can talk to your friends, your family. If you need to talk to like professionals, then you can do that as well. But it's just important to kind of hang out with others, get the load off of your shoulders, basically. Just in the end, remember that you are still a human. You're not a superhuman. You need a break. Overall mental health comes first, and that's basically the only way to succeed, because if you're not mentally okay, nothing else is gonna like work out as like what you want. And then when things don't work out, you're gonna stress out even more. So it's just, I just feel like that's more important than trying to finish your experiment on time or like trying to do all your schoolwork. Yes, you need to stay on track. You need to find friends that will help you stay on track. Grad school is important. There's a lot of work involved, research, a lot of lab time. You'll be in lab at 3 a.m. in the morning. But everything like revolves around you. Like your brain is the thing that brought you here, so you need to take care of it, basically. Last thing that I kind of want to add is pace yourself and don't compare yourself to others. Everyone else is different. I came into grad school with imposter syndrome. I felt like I was not smart enough. I felt like I didn't belong. I didn't have a lot of friends. I had a couple of friends that I met on the way, and first year was kind of weird for me because I was like, I feel like everyone is smarter than me. I feel like everyone knows what they're talking about. They're so good at reading papers, and I was here like, I feel like I shouldn't be here. Like, what am I doing here? And then after the first year, I kind of started feeling, okay, I got this. And I was like helping other people. I was like a mentor and different things like that. So I want to give a shout out to all my friends and family, and Daisy for helping me put this video together. I want to thank God for giving me wisdom and strength, for giving me all the people in my life, the people that I've met throughout my grad school career. Like, I'll never forget any of them. They've basically enhanced and changed my life for the positive, and I love you all dearly. I know a lot of people that I don't see anymore, that I don't get to talk to anymore. We've all kind of moved on, but I do remember all of you, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for anyone who wanted to do grad school. I hope it was helpful for anyone who was struggling in grad school or is trying to finish grad school. You got this. I promise you got this. I know I honestly felt like I wasn't gonna make it, and I was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. I'm not gonna graduate ever. But I did, and you know, you got this, basically. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to. And I'll see you guys in another video.